You will get energate, water, soft drink like Coke, etc., and lots of things to eat. Okay. So if you have, let's say, trained using, let's say, dates, then you maybe carry some dates with you. If you have trained using gels, carry gels. That's all I would say. But don't burden yourself. Don't say कि ये sandwich भी लेके जाएंगे, some khakra will also take. Don't take all those things because, and if you have not used them in previous, long runs. So whatever you have trained, please only take that. But if you want to take banana, etc., no need to take banana, oranges, etc. You will get enough of that on the road. So again,
Prasad, let us and Amit.
Yeah,
Let us also probably talk about the long runs, right? How many long runs does one end up doing at Comrades? Because as we said, right, we do the full marathon in Jan, and then the first long run that we end up doing is the Tata Ultra in February. Uske baad in March, April, and May, how many long runs do we do? Amit, you want to take that, and what are those distances?
Yes. As per my opinion, first will be a Tata Ultra 50 km. Then in March, we can do a 56 km long run. Then in April, we can go for 65. Again in May, we are doing a 65. But someone, कोई अपने हिसाब से 56, 58, 60 करते हैं. But I am doing a 265 km long runs. One is April and one is May. Or according before 3 to 4 weeks, we finish our long run. Or all long runs in weeks.
So basically, the longest, the longest that we do is 65 or 70 kilometers, not 65, not more than that, 70, right? We don't need to go more than.
Yeah, those who are aiming for Bilgawan, they can do a nice 70 kilometers also.
Correct.
Yeah. And the other point being that when we do these runs in India, right, because of the weather, and we are doing this in March, April, and May, we start the runs in the night. Right. So we start at 12, 1, 2, and we try to finish everything before 9 o'clock so that it is weather friendly. Otherwise, I mean, it's just too tough to run it after 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in India. And we, as Amit said, right, we should run at places which has slopes, which has up slopes, which has down slopes. We do Lonavala most of the time. So people also go to Satara, etc. To do long runs. Some people go to Kalimpong. So whoever stays where across the country, right? If you're staying near Satara, you can do a Satara. If you're staying near Kalimpong, please do a Kalimpong. And जहाँ जो रहता है उस हिसाब से most of the Comrades runners, if they're from Bombay and Pune, तो generally हम लोनावला ही करते हैं, right? And it's a very route that has been tried and tested for a long time now. So broadly, after the full marathon, Feb, March, April, for long runs, and not more than 65 is also what we discussed. We also discussed that broadly around 1,000 kilometers of mileage. And of course, if you want to do a faster finish, then you should probably add more mileage. That depends again on individual to individual. But 800 is also okay to have a finish. But 1,000 is something that at least we feel is adequate. Let us Amit, talk a bit about strength.
एक चीज ऐड करूंगा, ये ड्यूरिंग लॉन्ग रन एक क्वेश्चन ऐसा आया था कि हम इंडिया में मॉर्निंग में लॉन्ग रन क्यों नहीं करते हैं. तो इसका रीजन ये है, आपको पता है कि इंडिया में फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल मॉर्निंग देयर इज लॉट्स ऑफ ट्रैफिक और आपको ह्यूमिडिटी हीट होता है. इसके लिए वी कॉमरेड्स डूइंग लॉन्ग रन इन नाइट ओनली, बिकॉज सबसे पहला फायदा क्या होता है, आपको लेस ट्रैफिक मिलता है और आपका ट्रेनिंग में आपको ह्यूमिडिटी थोड़ा कम मिलता है. बिकॉज साउथ अफ्रीका में जो इवेंट होता है वो अच्छे क्लाइमेट में होता है. वहाँ क्लाइमेट ऐसा कोई हॉरिबल क्लाइमेट नहीं है कि आप अपने आप को एडजस्ट करना पड़े आपको. तो आपका अगर आपका इवनिंग का नाइट का लॉन्ग रन होता है, इट्स एनफ फॉर यू, नॉट कंपल्सरी टू रन इन डे टाइम. लोग बोलते हैं, 2-3 ऐसे लोग हैं जो बोलते हैं कि डे टाइम पे भागना चाहिए. नॉट कंपल्सरी, बिकॉज आप वो डे टाइम के भागने चक्कर में आप अपना इंजर्ड कर बैठोगे, ओवर आपका हाइड्रेशन आपका पुअर हो जाएगा, आप बीमार पड़ सकते हो. तो माई सजेशन विल बी जितने भी लॉन्ग रन आप करते हैं नाइट को ही प्लान कीजिए, बिकॉज मुंबई हो या फिर इंडिया जैसे कंट्री में नाइट लॉन्ग रन विल बी सेफ। दिन में आप उतना लॉन्ग रन 12 बजे दोपहर का हीट में आपको हीट वेव हो जाएगा, आपको बॉडी डिहाइड्रेट हो जाएगा। तो माई सजेशन, आप लोग लॉन्ग रन जो प्लान करते हैं नाइट को ही प्लान कीजिए। थैंक यू।
Correct.
Correct. And also the other point being weather there, right? Udhar ka weather. I mean, the whole through the day, the weather ranges from, I mean, sometimes when you start in Pietermaritzburg, it is in the range of 10 degrees, but otherwise broadly 12 to 15 degrees, से लेके 25 degrees at best. There are some time, some parts of the race where you actually feel a bit hot when the sun hits you in the afternoon, but that is also very manageable for people who are training in India. At the same time, the humidity is less. The humidity is very less, so we don't actually sweat as much, which is a good part about Comrades. So India में जब हम train करके जाते हैं तो definitely थोड़ा weather is much friendlier and it makes our journey a bit easier. उसका risk ये है कि हम ज़्यादा तेज और ज़्यादा fast start कर देते हैं और फिर बाद में you get tired and knocked out, but it's okay. That's something that you will learn across the training. So Amit, also Amit and Prasad, let us also talk a bit about the strength training, right? So we try to do 250 kilometers a month and 1,000 kilometers through the journey. So 4 days kind of are used up in running, and Sunday being the long run day. So that leaves us with only 3 days of in the week. How many days of strength training is necessary, advisable, and how important it is? Amit, you want to start with that?
यस यस, स्ट्रेंथ ट्रेनिंग का मिनिमम आपको 3 दिन स्ट्रेंथ ट्रेनिंग करना ही है, 3 डेज मिनिमम। 3 दिन को आप ऐसा प्लान कर सकते हैं, लाइक 1 डे आपने अपर बॉडी कर लिया, 1 डे लोअर बॉडी आपने कर लिया, एक दिन आपने पूरा क्रॉस ट्रेनिंग कर लिया। ऐसा करके आप 3 दिन प्लान कीजिए। और बीइंग अ डाउन रन, आप अपने एंकल को ज़्यादा स्ट्रेंथ ट्रेनिंग कीजिए, आपके क्वाड्स मसल को स्ट्रेंथ ट्रेनिंग कीजिए, आपके ग्लूट्स को स्ट्रेंथ ट्रेनिंग कीजिए। जिम अगर आपके पास नहीं है, आप फ्री हैंड वर्कआउट भी कर सकते हैं, ऐसे थेराबेंड्स है, मेडिसिन बॉल्स हैं, उसके साथ भी आप रेजिस्टेंस बैंड के साथ भी आप ट्रेनिंग कर सकते हैं। मैं अपने एथलीट को क्या कराता हूँ, मैं थोड़ा डिफरेंट फॉर्मेट में ट्रेनिंग कराता हूँ, बिकॉज व्हेन आई कंप्लीट माय साई लॉन्ग डिस्टेंस मैराथन कंपटीशन कोर्स, वहाँ पे हम लोग स्टार्टेड फ्रॉम वार्म अप, देन वी रन अप्रोक्सीमेट 10 to 12 किलोमीटर, देन वी आफ्टर रन वी कंडक्ट अ 10 ट्रेनिंग सेशन, different. Tuesday will be a different training, Thursday will be different training, and Saturday will be a different training. तो वी आर फोकसिंग ऑन डिफरेंट ट्रेनिंग ऑन फ्री हैंड वर्कआउट्स, जो बहुत ज़्यादा यूजफुल होता है, बिकॉज आपका बॉडी जब टायर्ड होता है उसके बाद आपको स्ट्रेंथ ट्रेनिंग करना, माने आपको 32 किलोमीटर का जो आपको फील होता है ना, वो फील हम आपको यहाँ पे दिलाते हैं। तो ये मेरा स्टाइल है कि मैं बहुत सारे ऐसे कोचेस हैं जो खाली एक दिन खाली स्ट्रेंथ ट्रेनिंग करेंगे, डोंट रन, बट मेरा ओपिनियन है कि मैं रन के बाद स्ट्रेंथ ट्रेनिंग कराता हूँ, जो कि मिड डिस्टेंस रन रहता है, 7 किलोमीटर, 9 किलोमीटर, 10 किलोमीटर, 12 किलोमीटर मैक्सिमम। और मिनिमम 2 आवर्स आपको ट्रेनिंग करना ही है, वीकली 6 दिन। आपको 1 डे आप पूरा बॉडी को रेस्ट कीजिए, वो आपका मंडे हो सकता है, आपका सैटरडे हो सकता है, कभी भी 1 डे बॉडी रेस्ट चाहिए, बिकॉज रेस्ट इज ऑल्सो पार्ट ऑफ योर ट्रेनिंग। अगर आप रेस्ट प्रॉपर नहीं होगा, आप इंजरी का शिकार हो जाओगे। तो आप 3 दिन अगर आप स्ट्रेंथ ट्रेनिंग करते हैं प्रॉपर प्लानिंग के साथ, तो आपका कोई तकलीफ नहीं होगी।
Yeah.
So
Maybe
basically, you're
couple.
saying it's 6 days of, yeah. Prasad, please add, yeah.
Maybe just maybe one point I would like to add. So strength training, many a times we feel that strength training means you have to go to gym and lift weights. But from experience of many people, I can tell you that this strength training can be done only using body weight. So you don't necessarily have to go to a gym to do strength training. All the strength training can be done with body weights, whether they are squats, lunges, whatever. But you have to be really disciplined of doing it for at least 2 days. If you do that, you should be okay. Obviously, the best way of doing strength training is to going into gym and have a trainer, etc., etc. But you can, if you don't have access to gym, you can absolutely do strength training at home and no problem at all. So 2 days, I would say definitely, and 1 day if you can do some cross training, which could be either cycling or swimming, that will be fantastic. So I would say bare minimum is 2 days of strength training, which will be you can do it at home, and 1 day of either cycling or swimming.
Yeah. So, So, Prasad, can we also talk a bit now about how would you? I mean, can you show us your spreadsheet? Can you hear me?
I can show my. Yeah. I
why
we
don't you
can
show
hear
us your
you.
spreadsheet?
See if I can share.
Yeah. So Prasad is
So
known
you
to
might have
really.
to approve my.
Yeah, I'll allow.
You might
Yeah.
have to approve my
Yeah, I
sharing
did.
list here. So I mean it's an old sheet which I picked up, but this is for down run. This is for
Prasad,
10.
we can see it now.
You
So
can
make
see
it
it now?
simpler. Don't
Okay.
complicate it and scare people.
Okay. All right.
So
Is
this
this
is just,
visible?
yeah. Go ahead, Prasad.
It's visible, right?
Yeah, we can see. Yeah, better.
You can see. Okay, so
Yes,
it's
yes,
a
yes.
very simple sheet, nothing complicated. You can see in first column there are first cutoff to sixth cutoff and then the finish line, the names of those cutoffs, and the timing for those cutoffs. So let's say the first cutoff is 2:30, then 4:20, 6:10. If you remember, Amit said, 6:10 is the Drummond cutoff, and if you do it at 5:30, 5:40, you should be all right. These are the cutoffs, okay? The final cutoff, as you can see, is 11:59:59. And then what you do, these are your official numbers. And then what you do is, what is the time by which you want to finish or, reach that cutoff? So let's say I have said that I will reach my first cutoff by 1:57, which includes a delay of 7 minutes because I think I must have been seated in either G or H. So it takes that much time to reach the start line. So after that, I've said that by 1:57 I will reach my first cutoff. Like this, you fill up this sheet, and this particular plan was for 10:55, sub 11 plan. And as you can see, if you want to run sub 11, 10:55, your pace is about 7:16. Cumulative pace is 7:16. Obviously, that pace varies from, start at 7:30, you go down to 7:17, then you go down to 7:15, and then 7:16. So that's how I usually plan. And what I do is I take this particular, whatever you see on the screen, I print it out, and then what I do is basically, if you can see this, I laminate that with a cling film and carry this in my pocket while doing the run. So you basically say, okay, I'm reaching now Cato Ridge. I should be reaching there in 3:43, and then and there are lots of other gadgets which you can actually have a pace chart on your phone, on a Garmin, etc., etc. But this simple thing which I do. Ideally, you should do this, as I said earlier, you should do this after your last 65. So, if if I have to use by last 65, kitne pani mein hai, what's happening with your body. After finishing that 65, did you actually were dying, or you felt like dying, you felt like sleeping, whatever, depending on that, what you can do. I would say that start doing this planning after you do your last 65.
So quite a few of us actually use this spreadsheet or something similar, but while इससे फायदा क्या होता है कि you get a sense, you have an idea कि first cut off कब तक होना चाहिए, second कब तक होना चाहिए, and buffer time कितना available है. So थोड़ा कुछ अगर आगे पीछे हो जाता है, suppose you are tired and you're slow, you're walking, you're hurt and you want to take rest. So these things help, right? Because see, Comrades is a long race. It's a 12-hour race. So a lot of mind comes into the picture. A lot of mind comes into the picture. It's not only about using your body, push hard and finish the race. Comrades is also a lot more about planning. Comrades is also a lot about smart execution, and also that if you have things well planned, you can really have a good and a smooth race. And these are the various things that go and help you do a good race. So abhi kya hai, as I told you earlier, right? So many of us have run multiple comrades. So there is a lot of experience, knowledge available, and that is what we try to do, right? We share that and get more and more uh, experienced comrades, runners on this chat, on this platform for conversation, so that you all learn. The first timers learn from our experiences, and the first timers don't really make the mistakes that we have made, or don't really run the way we have run and learn from it. So that is the idea, and I think we kind of covered a bit about what is comrades. We covered water points, we covered cutoffs, we covered broadly average paces, we covered nutrition, we covered strength training. See, this is not the only session that we will do. Through the course of the whole next 9 months, there'll be a lot many sessions that we will do, and a lot of such experienced, successful, and vintage runners will be there on this chat, on this platform, to guide all of you. And registrations, as I said, right? Registrations open up next month in November. Please, if you are still on the fence, I hope this conversation helps you understand Comrades a lot more, and feel free to reach out to any of us. I'm sure all of us will be helpful. There is me, there is Amit, Satish, there are quite a few experienced runners. You can reach out to Prasad as well for his Excel. But yeah, the beauty about is this race, I feel, is the whole country comes together to run as one team, right? When we train for a New York, you run New York, you are training and running on your own. Berlin, you're training and running on your own. But Comrades, we all come together, try to run as a team. And one very the big example of that is this knowledge sharing forums, and also the t-shirts that we do, right? We try to design one t-shirt for the whole country, and all we request or we want all Indian comrade runners to wear that one t-shirt. जिससे क्या होता है कि when 300 400 runners are wearing one t-shirt, there is they recognize that this is India, and वहां पे जितना cheering मिलता है, that is unparalleled. I don't think any other country gets the kind of cheering that we Indians do. And that's wonderful, right? When you're down, when you're out, when you're tired, ये cheering जो मिलता है वो काफी helpful होता है. And I always say, right, for people like us, who have not been sports person, this is your chance to represent your country in a sport, right? And in some form and shape, experience a bit of glory, or feel patriotic about it. So yeah, I mean, it's a wonderful race. It's a lovely race. It's a race that a lot of us can do, and I would be very glad, and I think all of us would be very glad if more and more Indians run the race. The ecosystem is very geared to be very helpful, share knowledge, share experiences, so that most of us have a successful and a high quality finish. And it changes you, right? Just as for a lot of us, running has changed you as a person, or probably running has changed your life. I think running a Comrades will also change you as a runner. Will change you it will put you on a different mindset, different thought process, a different trajectory as a distance runner. Because all said and done, doing 42 is one thing, but doing 90 with is 2 times 42, and through the slopes and the hills that one goes through, it is a different challenge, a different mindset, and it makes you a lot more disciplined. It makes you a lot more focused, and it just gives you a belief over a period of time that you can deal with life also in a similar way. It's running. That's what distance running teaches you, right? Okay, life is different. Life is challenging at times. Life has its ups and downs. but when you are a distance runner, it just helps you deal with these things very in a better way. So that is it from me on Comrades. I mean, I would let Prasad and Amit have the last word before we conclude this session. I have recorded it. I'll put it up on my YouTube channel for you to all share with others. Yeah, Prasad, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so I think, as Kashyap, you said, there is a big community now. So if you are undecided and you want to reach out to any of us, I think feel free. I think there is a large community, like, I'm sure there are WhatsApp group, Telegram group, etc. So do reach out. If I can just repeat what I said, Comrades is a very simple race. So if you are undecided, let me give you one more, you know, uh, piece of information from my side. So let's say you are a 4:30 runner, right? So, and you want to do a sub 4. The amount of effort, the amount of training you will have to do to go from 4:30 to sub 4 is much, much, much higher than what you would require for Comrades. So if you have tried sub 4 couple of times, please try Comrades. I'm telling you, Comrades is easier than doing a sub 4. Much, much easier. So don't just be bogged by 90 kilometers or 84 kilometers. They always say that, there are two things, right? So either you are a fast runner or you have good endurance. So for a slow runner to become fast, it is very difficult, but it is not very difficult to increase your endurance. So if you can run 42, you can easily run 80, 90 kilometers, no problems, because with 42, you already have that endurance. So if you are undecided, please, it's a fantastic race. I mean, I always say that, if you are doing any ultra marathon, please do a Comrades marathon. And if you want to do the best, maybe, full marathon, you probably do a New York. But I would rate Comrades as, once in a lifetime experience. If you're a recreational runner and you have done 3, 4 years of running, you have done 2, 3 full marathons, please try Comrades. There is nothing like this. It is probably one of the best races you will ever go. I promise. So over to you, Amit.
यस थैंक यू। ऑलरेडी प्रसाद सर और कश्यप सर ने सब बता ही दिया। मैं थोड़ा कुछ बातें ऐड करूंगा। बीइंग एन एमेच्योर रनर, वी आर नॉट एलिट्स, वी ऑल आर रिक्रिएशनल एमेच्योर रनर्स। बीइंग एन एमेच्योर रनर, जब आपके छाती पे जब ये इंडिया लिखा हुआ जब फ्लैग लग जाता है ना, तो यू फील प्राउड। और जब आउटसाइड कंट्री में आप जब रन करते हैं और पीपल आर चीयरिंग, कम ऑन इंडिया इंडिया, अमित अमित, प्रसाद प्रसाद, कश्यप कश्यप, तो वो जो फीलिंग है ना, एक नॉन रनर, एक नॉर्मल रनर को भी ना अलग रनर, अलग पोजीशन पे आपको पहुंचा देता है। तो वो अगर आपको फील करना है ना, यू शुड रन कॉमरेड्स। आप वहां पे आइए, जो क्राउड सपोर्ट है, और व्हेन यू वेयरिंग इंडियन टी शर्ट, तो अलग एक जैसे एक जादू या फिर एक पावर आपके अंदर आ जाता है। फिर वो आपको रेस को अलग ही है। और आप बोल सकते हैं कि ये रनिंग मैराथन नहीं है, एक रनिंग का कार्निवल है, जहाँ पे 23,000 अल्ट्रा मैराथनर्स आते हैं। और आप उनके, ऐसा कोई नहीं कि सभी स्लिम है, एकदम 45-60 kg के स्लिम सेक्सी है, नहीं। हर तरफ के लोग मिलेंगे, 100 kg, 95 kg, 80 kg, लो हाइट, एवरेज हाइट, टॉप हाइट, हर तरह के लोग साउथ अफ्रीका में कॉमरेड्स पूरा कर सकते हैं। तो अगर वो पूरा कर सकते हैं तो हम क्यों नहीं कर सकते? ये आपको माइंड में एक तरह से, इतने सारे लोग, 23,000 लोग एक साथ आते हैं। प्लस आपको लर्न करना होता है कि अबाउट योर सेल्फ, हाउ कैपेबल यू आर। आपको मालूम पड़ता है कि मेरे अंदर कितना कैपेबिलिटी था, मैंने आपको एक्सप्लोर करना था। और आपको इम्प्रेसिव फीट ऑफ इंड्योरेंस आपको आ जाएगा, अगर आप कॉमरेड्स करते हैं तो आपको आ जाएगा। और एक नया चैलेंज आएगा, पर्सनल चैलेंज भी आएगा कि हाउ टू मेंटेन योर फैमिली, हाउ टू मेंटेन योर ऑफिस, एवरीथिंग। ये चीजें आपको कोई सिखाएगा नहीं। व्हेन यू बिल्डिंग ए लॉन्ग रन, माइलेज कर रहे हैं, आपकी बीवी झगड़ा करेगी, आपके ऑफिस का बॉस बोलेगा आप काम पे ध्यान नहीं देते हो, बट उस टाइम आप जो 3 महीने जो मैनेज करेंगे ना, तो आपको मैनेजिंग स्किल आपके पास आ जाएगा। आप लर्न न्यू स्किल्स करेंगे, आपका स्ट्रेंथ, माइंड का स्ट्रेंथ बहुत ज्यादा हो जाएगा। अगर आप फ्यूचर में कभी आपका बिजनेस में लॉस हुआ, आपका जॉब में कभी आपका जॉब से निकाल भी गए ना, तो आपका इतना माइंड इतना स्किल में आ जाएगा, इतना शार्प हो जाएगा आप उसे ओवरकम क्विकली कर लेंगे। तो आपका मेंटल स्ट्रेंथ प्लस योर फिजिकल स्ट्रेंथ होल आउट द ईयर आपका अच्छा रहेगा। तो इसके लिए मेरा सजेशन है, आप ये वर्ल्ड का ओल्डेस्ट एंड लॉन्गेस्ट अल्ट्रा मैराथन एक बार तो जरूर ट्राई कीजिए। और जो एक बार करता है वो 2 बार जरूर
बार बार
करता है,
करते हैं।
बैक टू बैक मेडल के लिए।
So
और
the
बीइंग
beauty about back
मैं
to back,
अगर
Amit, now we need to the extra medal also we need to talk about, right? So
यस
back to back is up run and down
यस
run.
यस
If you
यस
do the first up run or you do the first down run and you follow it up immediately in the next year with another run, so it's called a back to back run. So the back to back runner
यस
actually
यस
gets a extra medal, which is a special medal for finishing Comrades back to back. That is why most of us who do the first one also end up doing the second one, just to experience one up run and one down run. And that is another charm about this race called Comrade, right? So we will, Amit, you have to add anything more, or I will conclude then.
यस वन लास्ट एड, प्लस आपको एक टैग मिल जाएगा, बीइंग अ इंटरनेशनल अल्ट्रा मैराथनर। इफ यू फिनिश अ कॉमरेड यू आर बिकम अ इंटरनेशनल अल्ट्रा मैराथनर। और आपको एक रिमार्केबल आइडेंटिटी मिल रही है। जो अभी माहौल चल रहा है उस रनिंग कम्युनिटी में आपको एक रिमार्केबल आइडेंटिटी मिल रही है। मैं ये देख रहा हूँ 2000 कोविड के बाद से जितने भी कॉमरेड्स आ रहे हैं उनका जो स्वागत होता है, उनका जो ग्रांड वेलकम होता है, तो फीलिंग वेरी हैप्पी। सोशल मीडिया में देखने के बाद कि लोग जो छोटे छोटे संभाजी नगर या फिर महाराष्ट्र के छोटे गांव, बैंगलोर, छोटे छोटे सिटीज के जो लोग कॉमरेड्स पूरा करके अपने घर पहुंचते हैं, अपने ऑफिस पहुंचते हैं, उनको एक रिमार्केबल आइडेंटिटी मिल रही है। उनका उनको इतना माने लोग ऐसे मान रहे हैं कि कॉमरेड्स करके कुछ बंदे ने कुछ दम दम था। उन्होंने अलग तरीके से अलग एक अपना बैरियर को तोड़ के कॉमरेड्स पूरा किया। तो आपको अगर वो आइडेंटिटी चाहिए यू कैन ट्राई कॉमरेड्स। रियली इट्स अ रियली गुड रेस। मैंने 5 टाइम्स किया है, मैं सोचता हूँ मैं 10 साल और करूंगा। थैंक यू सो मच। ये कैसे कंटिन्यू।
Yeah. So क्या होता है कि as Amit said, no, it's a race which is tough. It's a race which is a race on international map of ultra distance runners. So it just gets you the respect, right? That you have been there, you have trained for it 5-6 months, and you have run that race and you have finished it well. It just commands tremendous respect in the running fraternity, and people like us who have been there know what it means. And Amit very rightly pointed out the mental benefits of training over the years for with distance running. And it is as beautiful a race as it can get. As Prasad also mentioned, it's a hard work is the training. The race is not as hard. But we will keep doing these sessions. You all will come to know as registrations open. Once you guys register, then we will add you. After that, we will add you to the India Comrades chat, because we want only people who have run the Comrades or people who have registered to be part of that chat. And once you're on then that chat, all information, all knowledge, all gyan will come to you. Sometimes a lot more than required, but that's okay. And that is where we do most of the planning for distance, long runs, etc. So all that you have to do is decide to run the Comrades. And once you decide, let me assure you that all of us will come together to make it a very pleasant and not so difficult, an easy experience for you. And we want more and more Indians to do distance running and experience the Comrades. So my responsibility as the ambassador for Comrades in India is precisely to get more and more of you to run the Comrades. So we are there for you, we are there with you to make it a great experience and turn you into a high quality runner. Thank you, Prasad. Thank you, Amit, and thank you everyone who are there on the chat. I'll put it up on YouTube, the recording. So for everyone, thank you. Bye bye.
All right. Thank you and all the best.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Cash and
Bye bye.
PK and Amit.